Where'd my other water go? Uh-oh. That's better. What did I do with my other water bottle? Oh, if I get my knee on this thing, I'm gonna cry. I guess I should flip this thing around. I'll do my pull-ups. Ah, whatever. I should almost get gloves. I don't want to tear my hands today. If I go this way, I wanted to do some single arm stuff today. I hate this setup. My old setup was so much nicer. Shit. Ah. I got the music playing, and the music makes me want to dance, but my knee hurts. All right. Before I go too hard into it, I think I should. Oh, oh. I kind of like that angle, and I'm not very mobile right now. Oh, oh, oh. Guess which leg hurts? Oh. All right, so I'll get into my lat. Pose. Oh, I've basically been inactive for a week. Oh, that's enough of that. Give me a sec. Mike Woods, how's it going? Uh, I've been broken for a week. I've I did a stream since then where I played the first PC game I ever played in my life. It's an old DOS game. Well, I didn't really talk about my leg too much there because I don't really want to really. But I took a nasty fall at work. But anyways, how uh, how are you doing? I got plans for this Halloween. I got I got some ideas running through my head. It involves a Michael Myers mask. That's good. Oh, this knee is all busted up. I I was getting off of a boat, and my coworkers ended up tipping the boat. So their end went back, my end went up, and I had one leg off the boat. It caught the boat, lifted up, caught my other leg, lifted me in the air, and then dropped me out of the boat. I dropped 5 feet right onto a boulder directly on my knee, with my knee coming down straight like this. I thought I broke my leg, but I went to the hospital. Nothing's fractured, but I got about another 2 weeks before I'll be able to train my legs again or have functioning legs. And then I've got a couple months of pain and sensitivity to look forward to, potentially because of the bone bruising. So that's been mostly my life for the last week. All right, so if I want to do a one-arm pull-up on this thing, uh, I go to the gym, and it's so easy for me to do one-arm pull-ups now, but I can't figure it out on this machine because there's stuff that's in the way. I come, engage the lat, pull this shoulder to the bar. So if I got the bar this way, I pull up, but my legs have to come through. And so this is the way I'd like to do it, but my legs are going to bounce off everything in here. So instead of coming this way, I got to be here, and I got to, in turn, get my head somehow through this thing. Maybe if I stand here. But now I got something in between my legs. Can't win. I got a new camera. The one thing I noticed about this camera is it's a little bit more like it doesn't go out of focus like my other one does, but it almost like blurs the colors. So like my whole body's one color, and I'll often find it just like it takes out the definition on my body. It just like it makes me look like I got washboard abs. All right, so if I want to do a one arm, this is the wrong side. This brings me up this way. So I'll start with my left. It would also be nice if it was up this much higher, because I got to figure out what I want to do with my leg. It's easier if I'm able to stand up straight. I wasn't happy with that. Form matters, and this machine, this little setup gets in the way of my form. I couldn't. I don't know. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like being able to do stuff that's tailored for much lighter guys. I'm 190 pounds, maybe more like 194 right now, because I put on a little bit of fat, being completely inactive for a week. And this stuff is made for people who are like 150 pounds. Yeah, I've been before I hurt my knee. I was warming up with muscle ups and one arm pull ups every day, and not a lot, right? Like I just bang out the muscle ups, but I'd probably only do like 4 one arm pull ups each arm. Not all at once though. I do 2 sets of 2. Although more likely I do one, get down, switch, one, get down, switch, one, get down, switch, one, get down, switch, or, and then done. Yeah, so you can't see it, but when I'm dad's now, I gotta like lift this foot up. Well, sometimes I have trouble getting out of a shirt, particularly since I tend to rip shirts right under the armpits. Grab and try to pull them off, and I always rip right under the armpits. They don't taper them for me very well. Ben Shapiro, the gun show. It's my understanding that a lot of people here on Twitch don't like Ben Shapiro very much. All right. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do these one arm pull ups easy. Because if I go back and I look at those one arm pull ups that I did, I'm going to notice I turned them more into bicep curls at the end when I should be getting like right beside my hand here, as opposed to turning and I should be here. But there just wasn't room for me. Essalon, how's it going? I'm back. But there might not be that much dancing. I got a bum knee. It's going to be a couple weeks until I have functionality back in my leg, and then potentially a couple months of like just sensitivity and pain in the area from bone bruising. It's funny because if I take my finger and I run over top of my knee just like that, it's painful. It feels like I got like a cut right to the bone, and that I'm rubbing my hand over top of the cut, but the skin is perfectly fine. That's the bone bruising I'm feeling. I can't help myself. All right, I'm gonna do some more one arm pull ups, but I'm gonna just really warm up my shoulders a little bit first. How's my back looking these days? I probably put on about 4 pounds of unwanted weight since last week. All right. Now I gotta remember, I visualize myself doing this before I do a single one. So I'm sitting here. I like to I want my bar to be here so I can have a nice comfortable stance, and then I want to grab the bar, engage the lat, and then get one engage the lat, and then just squeeze, and then here. This is where I want my bar to be because this is where I typically practice on. Engage the lat, squeeze. Engage, squeeze. And so if I grab this way, my feet are going to come out this way. But my feet would want to go through this bar that I have right here. So because this bar is in the way, it might turn more into a curl, like a bicep curl at the end. So let's do this again. Oh, this thing is annoying. I don't know what to do with this leg. It hurts. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, when I get like this, the camera, I think it like turns all my skin one color and just cuts off any definition. Uh, so how is everybody doing tonight? I have plans to do more Halloween type things this month. Um, that's Michael Myers. I'm typing with you guys here. You took a nap and woke up late? Well, sometimes you just need a nap. Just try not to let a nap throw off your routine. Spicy tomato soup, 313. My hair is flat today. I was wearing a hat all day because it's cold outside now. I got to my car and there was ice on my window for the first time this year, and so I ended up scraping that off, and it's like, okay, that's that time of year again. Ooh. All right, I'll do another one arm pull up, each arm. Like, well, what I feel when I do them, I feel that this is completely different than what I'm used to. Like, it just feels like it doesn't even feel like the same exercise as opposed to when I do it in the gym. I just have a nice flat bar where I have all this room around me. It feels like it just feels different. Long 12-hour day for you delivering mail. Thanks. I want to try something. Imagine a 2-hour workout as Michael Myers, ending with Thriller music and Michael Myers doing the Thriller workshop or doing the routine. Right now, I got to shuffle dance because I can't move this leg very good. Yeah, you do. I don't remember too much of the Michael Jackson's Thriller right now. It's always been a really hard routine for me to learn because there seems to be no pattern to it. It it has some iconic moves that repeat, but when they throw in those moves, it just seems completely random to me. All right, my leg is actually starting to ache from dancing a little bit. Oh, all right. Well, if I go this side here, my feet go that way. Well, that's no good. This way, my feet go that way. Well, actually, my feet go this way through this bar. Ah, crap. Sometimes it actually helps if you let yourself get angry. So if I can do this, if I just get angry and I just let's do it, like just but I don't want to be angry. Well, maybe I'll let myself get angry right now. All right. I just feel like I'm in a little box. I don't like being in a box. I like space. I like being able to breathe. I like room. Ah, I like being able to jump. And my music got an ad. Let's. I don't want an ad now. I'm trying to get angry. 15 seconds. 13, 14. All right, that was annoying. Wrong way. This way. Ah, there's not even enough room for me to really let myself down all the way. So I gotta like stop at 70% and then just let go. I would like to do some weighted pull-ups today, but I don't think I'm up for that. I think my back is, but I think the mechanics of just moving things around, I think that's gonna be too hard on my knee. I think having weight between my legs, bouncing around, that's just sounded like a bad time waiting to happen. Oh, I don't have enough fans in this room. I might faint before you do. I don't like being hot when I work out. I like air conditioning. I like good ventilation. All right, so I think I can do a bunch of regular pull-ups right now. I could aim for. I can always try to see how many I can do in 5 minutes or some silly challenge like that. Although that's a challenge better suited for when I'm fresh. I really should not be dancing right now. I'm. I know I shouldn't, but I'm hearing the music and I just want to move my body. It's everything I'm doing right now. I'm basically putting my entire balance on my right leg. So I'm like, if I'm dancing, I'm like, see, I am really worried. I'm gonna bang my knee on this bar that's in front of me. If I do that, it might just be like stream over, or rather, I might be on the ground just crying, big crocodile tears, too like broken to actually get up. I didn't count how many I did there. I have. I actually just got back from physiotherapy today, and what the doctor orders is heat in the morning, brace it throughout the day. I have a knee sleeve that, or I have like a leg sleeve, like for the knee, that has a opening for the knee itself. And then ice before bed. I got some mobility exercises to do. And they're really, really basic. Lay on my back and then bring my heel up to as far as I can bend it, put it down, bring my heel towards my butt, bend my knee as much as I can. And then there's another one where I'm able to bend my knee more with mechanical intervention. So I can put a strap around where my ankle is and use that to lift my knee up towards my body. But I started wearing knee straps. Are they straps? Knee sleeves. I started wearing knee sleeves whenever I did partner dancing, because there was one point where I was training almost every day and I was dancing like 4, maybe 5 days a week. We were doing some routines as well as a social dancing, and all the constant twisting. So all the constant twisting, I did that all in one foot because I was afraid to put my other foot down. But there's a lot of torque on the knee, and you're constantly torquing the knee, and I was messing up my tendons and getting micro tear, like really small tears all around my knee in the muscle, and it was starting to wear me down. So I started wearing knee sleeves for a while, and then stopped overdoing it. But then even when my knees were good again, I still wore the sleeves as a preventative measure, just to protect from excessive torque on the knee. But when you wear a knee sleeve for several hours, it gets nasty. The thing gets like sweaty, and you take it off and it smells. It's not the all right. So I think I'm done with one arm pull-ups right now. It'd be nice if I could do muscle ups, but I don't even think I can do muscle ups at the regular gym now, just with how my knee is. So I sort of want to switch up my grips though. Well, this thing isn't really good for that. I'm gonna try and do what I can. I'll grab the frames. Maybe I'll try some chin-ups. Maybe I'll do some more like the one arm, like the baby steps to one arm pull-ups. All right, so do a neutral grip. Oh man, I almost hit my knee on that last one. I've been to Vegas. I won a free trip to Vegas. Only thing I've won in my entire life. I took my best friend. We didn't do any of the normal Vegas things. We didn't gamble. We didn't drink. We ended up spending more time with the locals. We went out and visited the local dance scene. They have a really good blues dance scene in Vegas. And so we went there and we just showed up and they welcomed us and they took us out to see all the sights and we just partied all night. It was good times. And we went to Red Rock Canyon. It was funny. I'm not a very good picture taker when it comes to tourism. I've never really understood the value of pictures until already to my adulthood. And at the time, I was like getting like, oh, pictures are great again. Or rather, pictures are great for the first time in my life. But I was out there with my camera taking a picture of everything. I took a picture of everything I saw, right? I had like 1,000 pictures. My best friend took like 15, but he took pictures of us, right? So all the pictures that we care about that still mean something are the ones where it's like us at this place, instead of just like, oh look, pretty thing. Oh look, a donkey, right? It's like, Gubster, how's it going? My Thanksgiving was very quiet, full of social isolation. Um, my family did get together, but I'm not really happy with how they're treating the pandemic. So I abstained. Last thing I want to do is unwittingly carry the virus and then give it to my dad, who's unvaccinated and but also I was also sort of broken over the weekend. On Wednesday, I ended up bashing my knee. I worked like 12 hours on a river in hip waders, getting in and out of the boat. And at the very end of the day, the last thing I did, like all I was going to do is get out of the boat. We're going to take the boat out of the water and drive home. So I survived 12 hours on a boat, and I step out, and my coworker ends up tipping the boat. So his end went down, the end I was on went up, and I had 1 foot off the boat, 1 foot still in there, and it's this foot that was still in there, but I can't really emulate anything with this leg. And so it picked my foot up, and I draw 5 feet right down onto my knee, onto a boulder. And then there I am. My first thought, like I thought I broke my leg. I actually yelled like I was yelling at my coworkers, like, "Hey guys, I think I broke my leg." And I was laying in the river in hip waders with water coming down inside the hip waders, and I'm just laying there. I got my back, and I'm just holding the ground, keeping my head above the water. I'm like, shit. Okay, well this already happened. What do I do now? And so I'm like, okay, so breathe. What do you feel? I was doing some self-diagnosis. Okay, it hurts. Let's try to figure out how bad it is. And so I'm touching my leg, trying to see if I can find any bones that are popping out. And okay, so there's nothing sticking out of my leg. All right, can I bend it? No, not okay. I can't bend it, but I need to get out of this water. Okay, but it's not. But I can. My head's above water. I don't need to get out of the water immediately, right? So let's not rush to get out of the water and end up damaging myself. Let's get up when we're ready to get up. And then finally I was able to hobble around. I drove myself back to the city, which is an hour and a half away. Went straight to the hospital. I got to the hospital. I waited till 1 in the morning to get an x-ray. They did an ultrasound, then an x-ray. The doctor was doing ultrasound on my knee. It's going across it like you would a baby, like they're the screen that would typically show like a baby. It was showing parts of my knee. And he's like, oh, look, this is damaged. And watch what happens when I push here. And then see how that one squished? Well, and he started explaining a bunch of things to me that I was like, okay, cool. I don't know what I'm seeing, but great. And he's like, oh, look, here's an irregularity in your knee. Let's go get it. Let's schedule you an x-ray. Because what I was worried about, I was worried that if I had a hairline fracture in my knee, I don't want to start training again in 2 to 3 weeks just to find out that just to have a hairline fracture and then train my legs and then actually shatter like just shatter my kneecap. Right, that was my fear. So they took an X-ray, nothing's broken. They gave me like a 3-week diagnosis to be back up and running, and then I went to physiotherapy, and he sort of parroted that, except I have a bone bruise. So I have some sort of bursitis in my knee, which is just like outer swelling of the knee, and it's of a certain part of the knee. And on top of that, I have bone bruising, and the bursitis that's gonna expected to go away in like 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, I'll completely forgot I ever had it. I'll be able to go back in training. But the bone bruise, I'm going to feel that for months potentially. And the way my knee is right now, I think my finger, if I just run it over top of the skin of my knee, it hurts, and it hurts. It's like fire. It feels like I have a cut right to the bone, and I'm grabbing my hand, and I'm pushing it over top of the cut. That's exactly what it feels like, except the skin of my knee is perfectly intact. I was super surprised when I took off my pants and everything to find an intact knee. Like I was very surprised because it felt like it was bleeding. It felt like I ripped the skin open at the very least. But what I was told by the doctor, pretty much that the hip waders probably saved me. The hip waders probably saved me from a broken knee. So I was apparently very lucky. I didn't shatter my kneecap, but I bruised the bone. I landed 5 feet down directly on my knee onto a boulder, and this was Wednesday. Tuesday I had a really good workout, but then I was pretty much off my feet from Wednesday till today. So I've been laying at home, icing my leg, and eating a ton of food. Oh, I am too. You break your kneecap, it's bad. Like every time your quad activates, it bends the joint, and it's supposed to be another level of pain right there. All right, next set. My only goal is to not hit my knee on this thing. That's my only goal. So I'm not gonna rush my pull-ups. I'm not gonna do like how fast can I do them? How many can I do? I'm gonna take my time and hey Gubster, did you catch my one arm pull-ups earlier? If you didn't catch my one arm pull-ups, I'll do two more for you. I'll do them right now before I wear myself out. All right. Well, the way this setup is, it's very constraining. I get in here and I feel like I'm in a box. Before I ever lift, I do a mental gymnastic imaging in my brain where I see myself in 3D space and how am I going to do this. And so if I'm here, I'm going to engage my lat and then I'm going to pull, bringing my other shoulder to my hand or to the bar. At the same time, my feet are going to go this way, and my feet can't go through this vertical support here. So I got to do my left hand this way, and then my feet will want to go through this like dip bar here. So I gotta adjust it, and it turns it up. So I gotta turn it a little bit more. It turns it more into a bicep curl, which I don't like. Feels like a completely different exercise, but I've done maybe 6 of them so far on stream. Let's go for 8. Just one each arm. This side, wrong side. My feet want to go that way. I'll start with my left hand. The hardest part is I'm not sure what to do with my feet because this leg is sort of stuck in place. So I'm almost pushing it out at the beginning just to make sure. Soul Roots, how's it going? My body weight, I'm 194 pounds today. I put on 4 pounds over the last week, just sitting in bed. Well, not sitting in bed, but lounging around and eating a ton of food. You see, most people you'll see doing one-arm pull-ups tend to be around like 150 pounds, and you can be 150 pounds and make me look small. It's proportions. All right. Like even this, I'm sort of like arcing up and then over because these things are in the way. I would like to go more steady, but I don't really like this rack, but it's what I got. Back for blood. Yeah, sometimes it's nice just to have complete homage to the original game, just with all the extra features that you ever wanted. I remember when Smash Brothers Brawl came out. Okay, Smash Brothers Melee. At the time Brawl came out, I was second best in my province, playing the game constantly, and I was super excited for Brawl. I'm thinking this is gonna be great. Same game, more characters, and then Brawl came out, and I was so disappointed. I was just so bored with the game. Like the game would bore me. Like things was just I'd be waiting for somebody to fall forever. I'd just be bored. And then they came out with Smash Brothers Project M, which had Brawl characters, but like the Melee engine, and it was just like, yes, this is what Brawl was what I was hoping Brawl to be. Melee, in my opinion, is still the pinnacle. Doing silly stuff with Samus where you have to hit buttons within 1/16th of a second accuracy in order to do them, using glitches to like slam across the stage, throwing those into actual combos to chase somebody. It's hilarious. But I was a Fox, Falco, and Samus player primarily. But I could play every character in the game to the point where I could beat the people who were like in the top. Like I could beat people who were out of the top 5 with any character in the game. My second main, like my second tier character was always Mario, and then Pichu. So I was a really good Mario player. I was a really good Pichu player because like Pichu can be the fastest character in the game, but it kills your hands. So Pichu can be faster than Fox, and you can combo Fox to death. But if you knock Pichu on its back, if Pichu rolls forward or if Pichu rolls back, if Marth, okay, so Marth positions itself away from Pichu, so when Pichu lands, if Marth throws a forward smash, it's going to be a tipper, and it's going to do maximum knockback. Well, if Pichu rolls backwards, it's still a tipper. If Pichu rolls forwards, it's still a tipper. And if you play against somebody who understands Pichu's limitations and is a good player, you're screwed. Yeah, Brawl had a good story mode. I beat Brawl 100% and I enjoyed doing it. But the co-op was brutal for me. I remember getting a bunch of amiibos and figuring out how they think. And me and my best friend, we got together and we did our own little scientific experiment. And you could train these things to do some hilarious things. But basically, it was they'd almost know what buttons you were going to hit, and they were going to react after you reacted. But against any amiibo, if you just took the rule of never approach, like no matter what, never approach, you'll never lose to an amiibo, no matter how good it is. Zach, it's at 8:26. How's it going? I was doing some one-arm pull-ups earlier. Now I'm just taking a rest before I do my next set. But I'm really glad to be here. I've been off my feet for a week because I busted up my knee. Nothing's broken, but several weeks until I'll be able to train my legs again. But I got the okay to go to the gym just to stay completely away from anything that involves leg work, compound lifts for the most part.
And when I say I got the okay to go to the gym, what I mean is my physiotherapist didn't recommend it, but he said I'm not going to mess myself up as long as I follow these guidelines. Blue to Mayo 2. I don't get the Snowden. Do I look like Snowden?
Well, if I was in Russia and if I was Snowden, I would assume probably be under house arrest somewhere with nothing to do but work out. So maybe Snowden looks like me now.
Yeah, maybe it's my hair is a little bit more flat than normal. It's getting cold outside. I was wearing a hat all day. How about now? I don't really know how to go. Well, you just got to make time to throw exercise into your daily routine. And if you don't have time for weightlifting, just aim for at minimum an active lifestyle. Get up, go for a walk when you can. I do. I don't know where my Rubik's Cube is because I moved back in June and I put all my knickknacks somewhere and I don't know where they are. Are they in here? No. Are they in here? No. Here? There. Now I surely don't look like Snowden, do I? I'm an elf. I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube. This thing is very hot. I've watched a fair amount of speed competitions with regards to Rubik's Cubes, and I understand the process for solving them, but I've never learned the algorithms okay, you see this is what you're supposed to do. Because I could systematically learn it, it's just time I haven't spent. All right. Let's get rid of that. I can't use my hips at all today. To use my hips, you got to push off your legs. I've only got one leg to push off of. Huh. Well, try to look up routines on the internet for what you have, but if you're all out of everything else, push pull legs. I just give it a try. Push day. There's tons of push exercises you can do. If you have machines, like if you have pull down machines, that's great. You can do different variations. If you have a bar, you could add on some weight. You could do some rows. You can get 2 chairs together and do some body weight rows. See, I got this out intending to use it, but honestly, I don't know how well this is going to work because normally I elevate my legs, but I'm you can change how much weight you have, right? So right now I am supporting my weight because I don't want to go both legs out. Yeah. You can even stack your legs and carry most of the weight with your legs if it's too heavy. I have a hard time getting up. But there's a lot you can do. If all you have is a pair of dumbbells. You can put together really good routines with nothing else. If you don't have dumbbells, if you have access to like the 45-pound plates, there's stuff you can do where you just grab the plate and start working out. Would I play Snowden in a new movie? Is this going to be one of those movies where, Austin Powers is a gold member? One of the Austin Powers movie, right? It starts with the Austin Powers movie being played by Tom Cruise, right? Where you get like your little guy played by like the in shape, tall, whatever counterpart to I don't know, Hollywood sensationalizes it. Oh, Zach, you got rings? Rings are great. Like rings have progression up to level infinity, right? They got stuff where like you can basically just be against the wall doing wall push-ups like using rings. That level of difficulty straight to some of the most athletic and physically intense exercises you can ever think of. You need to learn how to hook grip. But rings are great. Yeah. Yeah, with setting up the rings though, if you have control of your own home and you're able to really like you're able to say like actually install these things somewhere, it can add a whole new level. They have other ones that are more versatile. That if you have your typical rack at the gym that you might do your flies on, often these things can be set up so that they can be slipped on. Blue tomato too. Rice bags and water gallons. Yeah, sometimes that's the point where you're like, I literally got nothing else. But like for myself, when the pandemic first hit, I was using other people for weight, throw them on my shoulders. Like I go for a walk, and then throw them on my shoulders, and I do a bunch of squats. And it was the hardest part was talking to people to let me pick them up. Or like go with a hike with somebody on my shoulders or something like that. Just add some extra level of difficulty. But a lot of it is just keep myself entertained. I can't swim that well because growing up I had my nose busted when I was a kid, and I'd stick my head underwater, and I couldn't stop water from going down my nose directly into my my lungs. I couldn't do anything about it. I got my nose fixed probably like 4, maybe 5 years ago, but at that point I'm already I think I got done 4 years ago when I was already 30, and I've already got 30 years of swimming, but keep my head over the water the whole time. So I can swim just as long as I keep my head above water, but that is quite inefficient, and my bad habits end up wasting a lot of energy. So I always thought I could swim because I could get around well, and I could swim for long distances and all that. But throw me in with my best friend, and he would leave me on one end of the pool, and he'd be gone, right? So I'd be pedaling as hard as I can, and he's like just cruising by, barely trying, and just leaves me in the dust. I am 34. But Gubster, if you can get just dumbbells, you can get adjustable dumbbells. You get you don't even need to go that heavy. If you go if you invest in 100 pounds in weights,
there's a lot you can do with that. But for your typical arm workout, like 25-pound dumbbells can carry you for a long time. You focus more on form, time under tension, and like whatever you're doing. Like you might want heavier, like even 50 pounds, right? So you get say like 25-pound dumbbells, but you put all 50 pounds on one dumbbell. You can do rows with that. Get over bench. All right. See, when I do these things properly, I can feel this whole thing shift on me. So I can almost go up and then sideways as opposed to going in one steady motion. It's frustrating. See, I can feel it move, and I'm afraid to really commit. I invest in my own body. That's what I invest in. I want to live well for as long as I can. And if I had a superpower, it would be to live forever. I want a different song here. Yeah, I don't have very much variety in my workout today. It's just because this is my starter day back. And I don't have a lot that I can really do right now. I can't even brace to do my to do rows. Like I can't brace my leg to do rows properly. So I've basically done an hour of pull-ups. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, and sort of depending on what forever is, where even our current universe, or rather observable universe, isn't even going to live forever, and not even that. Um, we are part of a collective group of solar systems, galaxies that are gravitationally bound towards each other, whereas the rest of the universe is expanding away from us. And give us enough time, like probably trillions of years, I can't remember, probably even more. Well, trillions of years. Let's say it's trillions of years. We would be part of a galaxy, solar system, whatever, that would no longer be able to see any observable stars or existences outside of what we currently are. As things move farther away and they're speeding up to the point where they'll be farther away and moving faster away from us than the speed of light. So everything we see out there in the universe, a lot of it, I think like maybe 75% of it has already expanded away from us faster than the speed of light. And so so we're going to see them for a long time to go, but everything, like 75% of everything we see out there right now, the light that it is giving off right now will never reach us.
So any type of intelligent life form that comes about in, say, hundreds of billions or more years will never be able to determine that there was a Big Bang. There will be no evidence of the Big Bang after a long enough time. They'll just assume that the universe is basically static and has always been static. I am Canadian. I can't say I believe in aliens. But universe is weird, okay? Gravity isn't a force, it is the effect that mass has on space and time. Where there is higher gravity, time slows down because time is relative. And it causes some weird phenomenon in the universe, right? So say us humans were able to approach the sun and then make it back to Earth. So traveling within proximity to the sun, say you get pretty close without getting fried. You're not on the surface of the sun because that's death. That's a death zone. But say you get as close as you can to the death zone as you can before heading back. Well, I'm not sure what the difference would be, but you spend like a day there and maybe 2 months passes on Earth. And then you make it back. And suddenly you're just like me. I'm 34 years old. It takes me a year to get back, year to get there, a year to get back in my relative time to Earth years. So I'm 36 years old. I get back. But the time I spent out there, suddenly I am closer to my dad's age than I was before I left. Actually, that's wrong. No, suddenly I'm further away from my dad's age than for myself. I can only speak English. I can understand a fair amount of Japanese. I grew up with learning Francophone French, but it's really poor. I never really took it seriously to learn. Ah, my knee. I want to do chin-ups. All right. I stretched my knee in a bad way that time. Oh. I think I might have to take it easy pretty soon. The Abut almost gave it away, eh? Now this was that's my monkey and his banana. I won that from a carnival prize, and so he just hangs out, does what he does what monkeys do. Maybe throws a little poo. All right, well, I'm just drinking water. I don't need any encouragement to make a fool of myself. Hey, I'm a water connoisseur. When you drink, well, for years I drank only nothing but water, and water actually has taste, but when you're drinking Pepsi all the time, you never really notice. Yeah, my dad has osmosis water that he's designed himself. Yeah, hydration, particularly important when you really tax your muscles. You need the lubrication between your muscles so that they can slide between each other. Without that, there's more friction and they get stuck, and then you get cramps. That's oversimplified head talk right there, but that's uh, that's basically how what is it? What's man? I'm starting to get workout brain. I can't think anymore. There's This is a topic I know really well. But I can't think of the words I want to use. All right, let's. Yeah, that's the basis behind creatine. You get more, like you will carry more water weight, but fluids carrying, like fluids more flowing freely in your muscles let you get out that a couple extra reps. Oh, yeah, it's funny. Electrolytes are important, and in Canada, maybe 2 years ago, we came out with a new Canadian new Canadian food guide. I think that's what they called it. And the recommendations in there would actually be harmful for me because it's good recommendations for people who are killing themselves with inactivity. But if I were to follow their salt recommendations, if I were to follow their fat recommendations, it would actually be harmful to my body. When you're more active, you need more salt in your diet. When you're inactive, excess salt can lead to bad things. All right, so I think I'm gonna do one more set, and then I'm gonna start winding down here. I appreciate you guys all coming out and talking to me. I think I'm like one thing is constantly being in pain. It really takes the energy out of you, right? And like even at the end of the day, you're just more just exhausted, and you're ready. Like I'm not a scientist, but I have great faith in science, although I see a lot of perversion of science out there as well as a lot of problems that people have where they're like science deniers or some sort of form of that. My belief is that that is primarily caused by scientists themselves who get on TV and sensationalize a scientific study without accurately representing what is actually being presented and what the findings are. And by and large, people aren't stupid, and they remember seeing this guy on TV saying this thing that has not come to pass and become jaded. As well as in today's society, there is that the money is in the new study that finds this thing that can be sensationalized. Whereas what science really is, science is basically the replication of studies that, okay, you come out with something that you propose and it gets challenged over and over again, and you get enough people reproducing similar studies that they all sort of point towards general, to the truth of the matter. Well, if you're not having studies like checked or try to be replicated, like there's just no money in there. You get your study, you get your finding, you move on. It's I don't believe very much is inherently bad for you. It comes down to the lifestyle you live, how much you have in excess. So, like if you're having problems with your cholesterol, there are steps you can take to fix that. And most of those problems will go away by going for regular walks, even if you're having tons of eggs all the time and you're just having tons of cholesterol in your diet. But a lot of it just comes down to how much calories you're consuming compared to how much you're burning, how much fat storage you have in your body, and what that is doing to your blood vessels. It depends, right? If you want to stay lean, egg whites are king. Egg whites are very filling, low in calories. Eggs themselves are actually very high in calories, and they're not even that good of a protein option either. So like whole eggs are they're filled with tons of sustenance. That's why out in the wild, you got animals of all different types stealing each other's eggs to eat, right? It'll keep them alive for a long time because there's lots of energy in them. They're very rich. But at the same time, there's not a lot of protein in them comparatively, and they're not going to make you full that quick. But yeah, I typically have eggs on the weekend, and it differs. Sometimes I might have like a 14 egg omelet, and I can down a 14 egg omelet like nothing. I might put in like 400 grams of turkey, sliced turkey in it, and put in some peppers, onions, mushrooms, put in some hot sauce, put in like 14 eggs, and that's my breakfast. But I'm also burning off those calories too. Simply 990. Thank you. I'm a little bit puffier than normal today. I've been injured for about a week now, and over the week I put on about 4 pounds just not moving and eating because I don't know, eating makes you feel good, and I'm not afraid of gaining I'm not afraid of gaining 15 or 20 pounds. If I gain 20 pounds, I can burn that off like very quick. I know what to do, and I know what to do and I know how to do it in order not to suffer. And if I want to suffer, if I want to do it quicker, I have a high propensity for allowing myself to suffer to get what I want. But it's smarter to go about formulating a plan that you enjoy and that you can easily follow. Because if it doesn't feel like work, you're not working, but you still get the results you want. Well, how's my back looking? I'm gonna have to look at my bond later. Um, I do a hybrid between strength training and bodybuilding. Um, I've been training for 10 years, and I've done everything that you can think of basically, while still being natural. I started with pure bodybuilding. I didn't like it because it wasn't a functional sport. A lot of the lifts themselves aren't functional, right? Like shrugs, they aren't a functional exercise. It's just about getting mass and size. And I got so bulky, I couldn't lift my arms over my head without the meat squishing together. And it made it hard to actually play sports or do this and that. I tried powerlifting. The one thing I did not perform well at was the Olympic lifting. I struggled with Olympic lifting. It was just, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't pick it up really quick. I got decent at it. I've done all sorts of calisthenics. Several years ago, I joined the circus group. At the time, I was 230 pounds, and I joined the circus group. I was the guy who was like holding other people over my head. I was doing tricks on rings, on silks, on straps, and straps. They hurt. They dig into your skin. They leave bruises. But I trained for the first 4 years really, really hard. And I got an amazing physique, much better than I have now. And then I caught Lyme disease. And I didn't get diagnosed right away. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just had no energy. Something was wrong. But once I got diagnosed, 6 months later, I was cured. And then I lost tons of muscle. I started right from the ground up. I started training differently. And then I built my body a certain way from then on, up until 2018, when I got into a workplace accident, herniated my disc, tore my glute, and then I couldn't train my legs up until 2020. So my legs are strong. I can squat like 350 without much trouble, but like for hypertrophy, but they're not shaped the way I want them to be. I'm not going to be doing any legs anytime soon, but I'm doing lots of deadlifts, lots of leg press, but I wasn't focusing enough on the isolation lifts to actually shape and sculpt the muscle. I just started shaping and sculpting the muscle, and then I hurt my knee. So I'm biding my time for a couple weeks until the bursitis goes down. Oh, also, thanks for the follow there, Blue to Mayo. I missed that a little while ago. This is, I also got Greg Swong. Yeah. So I'm going to do another set of pull-ups. I've actually felt myself wake up. I've got my second win. I started to stumble over my words probably about 10 minutes ago. I'm going to get caught up on okay. So I can show you, you want to see how much weight I gained? I will show you what I look like at 24. I'm not sure which image I'm supposed to be looking at here. There. This is me at 24. I was 145 pounds. I have been 245. All right, so I want to get caught up on all these compliments. 14 eggs, yep. I can eat. I love eating. When I want to stay lean, I want to be able to eat and stay lean at the same time. And I like being full. For 3 years, I was on a 5 to 6,000 a day calorie a day diet, and that was rough. That was just as hard, but on the other spectrum as getting down to 5% body fat. I've been 5% body fat before. I've been on 5 to 6,000 calories a day. I was happy on 5 to 6,000 calories a day, even though I suffered. I was not happy at 5% body fat. I was miserable at 5% body fat. But for myself, it's about like, I want to stay lean. I want to eat as much food as I want. I will eat high filling, low calorie foods. It's law of thermodynamics, energy in, energy out. And it all comes down to hunger. Hunger is dictated by hormones, but if your stomach is full, there's only so much that hunger will kick in. See, Hugh Jackman wasn't on egg whites for 9 years to stay shredded. He was on the needle. At the very least, taking hormone replacement therapy. Yeah, well, thanks for the enthusiastic comments there. I appreciate it. I'm happy to have you guys here with me. I struggled in the pandemic, where the gym for me was as much a social activity as anything else, and my home workouts were never as good as the gym. And you guys have made my home workouts enjoyable. How tall am I? I am 5'11", whatever that is. It's probably right around 1.8. That's probably a good guess. See, for me, it's being natural has been easy because 1, I'm not competing with anybody. 2, I want to be healthy before anything else. And 3, I am able to make gains without it. I have built a better body naturally than most people ever will on PEDs. What PEDs will do is they will give you 4 years of work in 1 year. They will raise the limit for how high you can possibly go, but 90% of anybody or more will never even approach their limit, or put in like that 1 year of solid, like to get to your peak, to hit your peak genetic potential. It takes about 4 years of near perfect training to hit your peak genetic potential. That the first year you're going to gain the most gains, and then it's going to slow down consistently until after 4 years, you're not going to be able to not gain any more weight, but you're going to be gaining like half a pound a year, and it's like you're going to hit like 99%, and then every year you're going to train even harder than the year before just to gain the smallest amount of improvement. I've run marathons. I want to be able to really get up out of bed and just run a marathon because I want to. It's just, in reality, I can do that. I'm not going to be able to walk the next day because my ankles are going to be all swollen up. The heavier you are, the more your body takes a beating. Running is actually very hard on the body. It's probably the hardest form of cardio on the body that you can choose to do. Every time you're landing with force multiple times your weight through your joints that you have to cushion. Okay, what's the answer to how to keep a blonde busy? I have that T-shirt. Okay, I'm behind on chat here, but I have a shirt that goes "How to keep a blonde busy." Look at back of shirt. You turn around, it says "How to keep a blonde busy." See front of shirt. How to keep a blonde busy? See back. And so, Lisa, how's it going? It's been a long time. I'm glad I've come out today. Let me just get caught. Sam, I am. Bong Bong. TL40. Yeah, well, gyms are expensive. I understand social anxiety. My experience, people at the gym tend to be by and large, like people anywhere tend to be by and large good people. They want to help each other. Like people like to be supportive of each other. You get your a-holes that are out everywhere, but my experience, they are by and large the minority. It's just they might have a larger voice than other ones around them. But you go to the gym, a lot of people are worried about, like, what are people going to think about me? People are going to look at me and judge me. But the people who are there, they're thinking the same things that you are. So, like, everybody's always worried about their own self and worried about how people perceive them. Very rarely are people out there actually, like, looking, like judging other people and oh, so sorry so PEDs are performance enhancing drugs. It blocked that for some reason. I don't know why. Canada is weird. I'm an engineer. I use a metric system for my entire career, but our construction industry uses imperial, so I have to be fluent in both. But for height, for some reason, for heights, we use feet and inches, and for weight we use pounds. I don't get it. Yeah, good to see you, Lisa. That whoosh over my head. Okay, I thought you were gonna tell me a joke there. I didn't realize you're talking about the shirt in the movie. But yeah, I've been getting bigger. Since July 11th, I was fully vaccinated, and I started going to the gym again. And I've been consistently growing a lot of size. I've been lifting heavy. I've been pushing my body hard. It's unfortunate that I'm injured right now. Right now, my knee is busted up quite badly. So I've taken a bit of a break. For you, Lisa, I am going to try doing some more one-arm pull-ups. I've done 8 of them so far this stream, but I did them when I was more fresh. So this is going to be, I gotta collect myself, do my mental imaging. I gotta see myself doing them before I do them. I get up here, I engage my lat, and I bring my other shoulder to the bar. At the same time, my feet are gonna go this way. This is gonna be slightly in the way, but it's better than going this way because this whole bar would get in my way of my legs. All right, so this way. That was for you. That hurt my hands a little bit. I'm somewhere between 9 and 11% body fat. So I'm not really that low. I could, if I want to, I could crash myself. Was my camera going out of focus? I I can get myself down to like 7% really quickly. Below 7%, well, below 7%, I start to struggle, and I can be at 9% body fat and have as much energy in the world. Like I can run around all day. I'm fully engaged in my life. Once I get below 7, I start to get a little bit sluggish. Around 5%, I can't function anymore. Like I need the I need a little bit of fat on me just to survive. But some people with better genetics than me can get to 5% body fat and still live an active life. I am using an Elgato Facecam, I think. I switched it up from my old Logitech camera because my Logitech camera has a program to go into autofocus, and it would constantly take me out of focus. My new camera keeps me more or less in focus, but the color sometimes get off. So it actually makes me look like I'm less defined than I am because all this becomes like one color, and sometimes I think the color might just be a little bit off. Oh. Did you see those one-arm pull-ups there, Lisa? Those ones were for you. I'm finally caught up on chat. Arcanus, I just did 2 one-arm pull-ups for Lisa. Give me a minute to collect myself. Maybe I'll see if I can do 2 for you too. I've done 10 one-arm pull-ups this stream. And I've been doing pull-ups for an hour. I'm just enjoying the company right now. I was intending to end my stream probably like 15 minutes ago, but I had lots of people to talk to, having fun, and I'm not really worried about pushing myself today. This is my first day back training since last Tuesday because I buggered up my knee. I hear the music and it makes me want to dance, but I gotta tell myself, no, Adam, you can't do that. Don't pee off your knee. I gotta do like upper body stuff. I wish I knew I should learn how to do the robot. I don't know. Last Wednesday, I was working on a river all day after about, like the whole day was a 12-hour day. And the last thing I did is we're taking the boat out of the river. We're gonna pull the boat, get it back to the vehicle, and then drive back to the city. Well, what happened? I'm getting off the boat. I got one leg off the boat, one leg still in the boat, and my coworkers tipped the boat, so their end went down, my end went up, and it lifted me in the air, and I fell 5 feet directly down onto a boulder with my kneecap. So it'd be like directly on my kneecap, like that. And I thought I broke my leg. I was laying in the river like this, keeping my head above the water, and I was wearing hip waders. The water was going into my hip waders, and I'm just laying there like doing a self-assessment. Okay, can't believe it happened, but it already happened. What do I do now? Okay, is my leg broken? How do I feel? I started feeling around, seeing if there's any bones sticking out. I lucked out, nothing's broken, but I got bursitis in the front of my kneecap, and I got a bruised bone. The bursitis is going to heal in maybe like 2 weeks, and I'll be able to start training my legs again. But the bone bruise is probably going to bother me for months. So I'm expected to have pain in my knee or sensitivity for months because I've got bone bruising. What video games do I play? I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Um, I have streamed a few games recently of the games that I grew up with. I'm talking the original Game Boy, black and white Game Boy. I'm talking DOS. Like 2 days ago, I streamed King's Quest. I was very proud of it. I was reading out the characters. I was trying to give them different voices. The witch voice was like making my throat all scratchy. But I had fun with it. I was playing the game for the first time in a long time, and I was like happy to be there. Yeah, I haven't been that much of a fan of the movies. Well, the movies are I enjoy them, but I put them in another category of Resident Evil, and I just sort of pushed them over here, and then I got mine. So that mine, you can be over there. You're still good, but over there. Like I'll still like you, but just stay away from mine. Right? That's my take on the Resident Evil movies. All right. So I think I'm rested. I'm gonna try to do one more set of one-arm pull-ups. Wrong side. Left arm, I have to be here. Engage the lat. Bring the shoulder. All right. Ugh. Ugh. That's much easier when you're fresh. I'm dancing on one leg. I'm keeping this leg out straight. Whew. That actually, you feel a big squeeze right in your lat, like right under your armpit. You just feel almost like you're making a fist. Oh. Okay. All right. I think that was my last set. All right. So I was the original ad man out in the internet world. Um, Growing up, my dad's nickname for me was Adman the Madman, or if he were, I would be like, "Hey, Adman," right? So, uh, Adman the Madman was too long of a name to be used for most usernames. So, RuneScape 1, I was the original Adman. Before RuneScape 1, I was playing online script games as Adman. RuneScape 1 came out, I was the original Adman. Lost my character, lost access to it, couldn't get it back. So I had to come up with another name. So I just came out with Lord_Adman. And the name was born. This pull-up bar, it costs like $100 Canadian. There are several different options. If I were to go again, I would choose another option. It has things that are for it, like I can't do muscle ups on this thing because it's a little bit too flimsy. as well as like I could potentially weight it down, but the biggest problem is this bar in between. This bar here really messes me up sometimes because when you do a muscle up, your body doesn't J, so you actually start with your feet sort of in the way of this thing. And as you come up, your feet go forward, and then as you do a dip, you push, your feet go down. And so I'd be hitting my legs on this thing every time. As for wondering was, there are several models that you can choose from that are very similar. You always get ads when you leave my stream and come back. Yeah, see, I've taken off that support before. Bad idea. Oh, that's literally, I grab it, I pulled up, and I went like this, and I the whole thing dropped, and I almost broke the bolts at the bottom. That's how like it's metal. I was starting to bend the metal. I had to bend it back. That was not my finest moment. Yeah, my last apartment, I had a door where I could hook my pull-up bar underneath, and it was really simple. I just walked in, hooked it up, did my pull-ups, and it was great. Like I loved that. Like I loved how simple it was, and it was fit well for my frame. I get a nice 90-degree. I can even push my fingers in, and the force takes the downward force, turns into horizontal force, so it actually push my fingers into the wall, which would keep my hands from sliding when I had like 150 pounds on my waist. I can do pull-ups with up to 150 pounds on my waist. They're not pretty. I can do 135 pounds and still have it be pretty, but 155 pounds is a little bit. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that. Actually, no, I don't think that was on stream because I had somebody else helping me at the time. I was trying to set it up, and I had them holding the pull-up bar to seeing if I could do muscle ups, and if I put weights at the supports and prevent it from tipping back and forward, I could do muscle ups. Except it's still in the way of my legs, and it's like doing the pull-ups, like the one-arm pull-ups. I can do them, but it feels like a completely different exercise, and the form gets sabotaged by the frame of the equipment. Have I ever done sit-ups while hanging from a bar? Me? Like a couple months ago, I was hanging from a tree doing sit-ups, hanging from a tree, and then before that, I was like at a playground, stuck my legs in there doing sit-ups. I've done everything. If it's like the human flag, trees make great human flag supports. You just need the right branch in the right place, and you're able to stick your arm into the trunk. It's push and pull, and then the rest is core and shoulders. When the pandemic first hit, I was going to children's playgrounds at like 11 o'clock at night to go do calisthenics when no one else was there. A lot of it does, yeah. Trees actually didn't hurt my leg. Like when I did it in the tree, it didn't actually hurt my legs that much because you got more surface area. But a lot of things hurt, particularly at my weight. So 190 pounds, just doing something like a one-arm hang, it hurts the hand. So my hand actually hurts right now. the nature of the exercise, and you just learn to tolerate it. Meanwhile, you get somebody who's 150 pounds, the exercise is so much different from them. All right, so I have a friend. The guy is probably like that tall, and maybe like 125 pounds, and he's doing stuff where he's hanging out with one hand, and he's touching his toes to his hand, and then he's like doing all this crazy stuff that he can just hang there, and it doesn't hurt his hands. You get kids swing across the bars all the time, right? Meanwhile, you're an adult, it hurts. And I remember going to the, it's actually easier as an adult to keep the arms engaged and walk across like this than it is to actually swing. So like the swing as like your typical, say like 160 plus pound guy, I am not a lefty. This is my left hand. My camera reverts everything for me. So if I see a mark on this shoulder, I will like, hey, what is that? I'll touch the wrong, that's the wrong shoulder. It's over here. Okay. But for sure, it comes down to proportions. And often if you're leaner, you can actually look bigger. So than somebody who has like say 20 pounds on you with the proportions that show. You hear crickets. Well, hopefully that's not my joints. I like to think I have healthy joints. But let's see who's. I don't know anybody who's online right now. Huh. Yeah, well, I basically spent a week off my feet, and I feel like I felt like a bum, even though it's just a week, and I needed time to let my leg heal, and my leg is 100 times better than it was. So even when you saw me doing my King's Quest stream, I was actually in a lot of pain right there, and I had my leg propped up. But there was times there when it was just like, oh my god, I can feel my leg throbbing, and it's just like even just wearing pants over my legs, I can feel the pants on my. Yeah, but I'm doing a whole lot better than I have been. So I came here. I did something that doesn't involve the legs. I don't even have to. A lot of exercises, like if I want to do push-ups, I got to stabilize my legs. A lot of like it's a pushing exercise, but you stabilize your core. You like compound lifts. Often you're stabilizing your legs, and even on a pull-up, you really should be. But you can if you want to, you can sort of like let go, and it's not going to affect you that much. RuneFest. I'm going to. I've done a lot of stuff that I don't remember. Oh, the annual Real World Convention. No, we have an anime convention here that used to happen every year or twice every year. There's 2 anime conventions that happen here, and I would go because they have Smash Brothers there, and I would hustle everybody in Smash Brothers. That's what I would do. But at one point in time, at the university I go to, they wanted me to be the president of the anime club. And I spent years in the anime club without ever watching any anime, because in the anime club is where Like I was just walking down the hall, I heard the Smash Brothers music, and I just made a quick right, and right in I go. And then a couple years later, I was there. Everyone else had left except for one other person. He was watching Full Metal Alchemist. I started watching an episode or two. Next thing you know, I'm at home searching where to find it, and I watched every episode of Full Metal Alchemist, one after the other, and then I was hooked. And I watched every anime I could get my hands on up until like 2014. Then I switched to manga because there's so much more manga out there than there is anime, and it's more or less the same. It's the same stories and the same storyboards happen in the manga as in the anime, but the manga is actually like further ahead of the anime. But no. See, I saw that, and I sent the video to my best friend. It looked pretty cool. It looked like knockoff Smash Brothers, but I can enjoy knockoff Smash Brothers. It was I watched Ryutar play it, but anyways, I'm gonna have to find somebody to raid here because I want to shower and then head to bed. I'll shut down my music to start. Now I can finally hear myself think. I don't know anybody who's on right now. Actually, I'll send you to this woman here. She's got a very wholesome family. There's another streamer, Form Before Wait. Control C. And so I'll send you to a Guilty Pleasure cooking stream right now. She is friends with Form Before Wait. Got a wholesome family there. It has been stated that broken down to the barest components, the average adult body is comprised of water, carbon. I like how you go for like carbon is an atom right to a bunch of compounds. Phosphorus, salt, saltpeter. Yeah, well, most of the weight we lose is actually through water and through our breath. But do my mandatory. See if I can get some. Ooh, that's bright. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Full Metal Alchemist. I also watched Full Metal Alchemist Fumafu, however you say it. That one's pretty hilarious. But thank you for joining me, everybody. It's been a pleasure to have you here. You guys made my workout more enjoyable. I'm back, and I'll be here to stay. So, adios.